I don't believe it. It's Sergei Kravenov. What's he doing here?
So Swarm is a Spider-Man villain from the 70s. He's a man that's composed of bees, and these bees make like one sentient being. And then also you're just fighting giant bees, or they're like regular sized bees, but also for some reason he's like a Nazi too, for some reason. Yeah, it's like that's part of his origin. They don't,
And he's just add a little bit more flair to this. He's made of bees. He's a Nazi, and he's also a skeleton. So he's like I guess maybe not at first, but at a certain point he becomes, at the center of the bees is a skeleton.
Yes, that's composes it.
Okay, I have questions. So first of all, is each individual being a Nazi?
Yeah, by association.
I think they were just following orders.
There it is. Okay.
But
yeah, like in a rim shot.
Yeah, that's this is like opening of a Seinfeld episode. But it's just like 70s comics stand up.
Heavy bass. Okay, second question. As bees like join and leave the structure, does the Swarm become more or less of a Nazi? Is like the bees making him more Nazis, or as he loses bees, just become more and more tolerant of other cultures?
I think so. I would assume, because the bees wouldn't be that like evil without his influence, I would imagine.
Yes.
Well, I have a question for you now, Henry. Are all your questions Nazi related?
So far, yeah.
You're not inquisitive about the bees.
Like a little mustache on it.
Can't insult the God King, man.
Well, I'll do what I damn well please. Yeah, I will have a right to know. It's like one of the first people the bee Nazis will take. I'll feel the sting before anyone else does.
Oh yeah, I hate being stung by bees too. Just like yeah.
Have you been stung by a bee, then?
I've been stung by one.
I've never been stung by a bee.
There's been many times I thought I would be by like a wasp.
Yeah.
Probably because like in like the summer times, like I was at a wedding the other day, and there was like a wasp like in my eyeball, and I was like, I can't like lick you away. I just hope you like decide not to sting me in the eyeball.
Yeah.
Wow.
Most of the time it works.
I think I kind of want to be stung by a bee just to get or a wasp to get rid of the fear of being stung.
But what if it sucks? And you're like,
I'm sure it's not great, especially if you're allergic.
Yeah. What if it's so bad that you're like, oh no, I was justified in my like terror of bees even.
Bees.
Yeah.
Then I don't know, outfit myself with like protection. Then I just take it seriously. I have anti-wasp weaponry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Serious business.
That's the buzz.
Wow. Yeah.
After the honey.
Oh, you had to tag it too. This is brutal. We need to just play this whole segment with the Seinfeld baseline beneath it.
Anyway, speaking of being stung by animal-themed Spider-Man villains, today we're talking about Kraven here on That 90s Spider-Man Show. My name's Henry, this is Jack, and today we're joined by the Waffle Press's Gene Aversa. How are you doing, Gene?
Hey, it's good to see you guys again. Glad to be on. Glad to be back. I remember my last episode. That was fun.
It was fun, and I wish we'd bring you on for something that wasn't as much of a bad time. We'll try and get you on for something that's like less horrible for you to be part of.
No, I love it. I love. I hate and love all the Sonyverse movies. Was it now the now clinically dead cash cow instead of terminally ill? Because it's over.
Funny, like milk that thing to its last drop.
They got 3 Venom movies out of it at least.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's more than I ever would have thought.
It's exactly a society is exactly what we deserve. Is 3 Venom movies.
Well, one of them was good. One of them was actually like kind of go to bat for.
One of them was watchable. I'll give you watchable.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I think there's one good movie across the whole trilogy. You can make just get Topher Grace to like make an edit.
Do like a Phantom Menace style edit of all 6 of them.
I think just by being in Spider-Man 3 that Topher Grace is like legally like barred talking about Venom in any capacity.
Yeah.
If he gets like bitten by a snake, he can't say that there's like venom going through his blood. He's like, the snake juice is burning me. Is legally what he has to say.
Speaking of like recent, well, there's no transition. Gene, how was Comic-Con this year? You went to San Diego Comic-Con. How was that?
Oh my, yeah, it was such a blast. Yeah, I've been going for the last 10 years, so that's pretty crazy. But yeah, this one it felt back in force. I mean, we've been kind of saying that ever since COVID. But this year just felt really like if you went before COVID, it was like, oh, okay, this is like everyone here. It's a lot of people. But yeah, it was really fun. Went to some great panels, like for Alien Earth. The Long Walk, pretty amazing. I think I sent this to maybe Jack. Met Tony Revolori from Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, that guy. And from Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah, in Budapest. Yeah.
Very own Flash Thompson.
Yeah, we met at one of the parties, but yeah, he was a nice, cool dude, and he answered my nerdy question, which is he would love to play Agent Venom, but I feel like that's like not comic related and more just kind of like career related.
Yeah. He would be if they offered him it and he said no, that would probably be a mistake. For his bank account.
Yeah.
I like him as an actor. I think the Agent Venom stuff is one of those comic things which is a terrible idea, but was pulled off really well. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want him stuck in some contract.
Exactly.
Like go back, hang out with Wes Anderson some more.
Yeah, he was in Asteroid City.
Yeah.
Oh, he was, wasn't he?
He's just like one of the military guys. Yeah.
That fucking movie.
So good. It's so good. I was going to say terrible decisions made good. This is describing the last like 15 years of Spider-Man comics though.
Yeah, for real. Like there's so many, all the things I like are things that if I were to like describe the pitch to them, sound like the worst fucking idea in the world.
Yeah. Like Mary Jane is Venom right now.
You probably don't know that actually, Henry. Like live reaction.
Yeah.
I don't really have a follow up to that. That just sucks. That's
yeah. It's not very good.
The funny thing is though, it's written by Al Ewing, who I haven't read this, but everything he's written that I've read has been amazing. So again, like you take a dog shit idea and you give it to a good writer, maybe it's readable. I have no idea. There wasn't any announcements at Comic-Con, but we have a bunch of news about Brand New Day, the new Spider-Man movie.
Yes.
I should probably stop making like time-sensitive comments and then taking too long to edit these, because the last episode, which as of this recording I haven't published, we were talking about the announcement of the title.
Brand New Day.
And
well, it's still accurate, I guess.
Yeah, it's still accurate, but it was a long time ago. This is Jack just adding in an extra little bit here because for various reasons I ended up taking forever to edit this as per usual. Since then, even though I'm being self-aware about it in this episode, I still managed to put this out after there was more Spider-Man news making this out of date. So Marvin Jones III, also known as Crondon? I don't know how to say it, is an American rapper. I'm not cool, guys. I don't know how to say rapper names. Has been announced to play Tombstone. I haven't seen him before, but he was in the Black Lightning CW show. Also, he was in Into the Spider-Verse playing Tombstone. So now he's gone from voice to actually being the character. And he is an albino actor as well, which is, one of the things I was worried that they wouldn't go for. I don't know much about albino actors and what that community thinks about their representation and that kind of stuff, but it's good that they got an albino actor. And I thought he was great in Into the Spider-Verse, although it's not like that character got like a huge focus. But I think Tombstone's a great character that they should bring in more. And if you're going to do that, you got to do Robbie Robertson too. I mean, come on, guys. Robbie and Tombstone, that's the story, man. That's one of the best. On top of that, there's the news that Trammell Tillman has been added to the cast. It hasn't been announced who he's playing yet, but I mean, I think they would be crazy not to cast him as Robbie Robertson and to give that character a bit more screen time than he's got in the past. And also, Jackie Chan's stunt team is working on the movie in some form or another, so we'll see whether that pans out, but that's exactly the kind of thing I'm looking for. And getting a little bit worried about how excited I am about this now, because I can only be hurt. Anyway, back to the podcast. Now we have some more info in that we've got the confirmation that the Hulk is going to be in it, that the Punisher is going to be in it, and they were also filming on the streets of Glasgow with like real wires, and the suit is out there, and it seems more or less the same as the one from the end of No Way Home.
Yeah.
It's not as shiny, I'll say. And
it's maybe got raised webs, like the Raimi one, maybe?
Yeah, fair. I think so.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I think a little bit of like the Andrew Garfield one as well, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it has that giant spider that's like, the spider feels bigger. Yeah. Like Andrew Garfield's spider is pretty big, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would have liked the lenses to be bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need them to be gigantic or anything, but like, I guess I'm just kind of sick of the small ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind the small ones, but there's something about having the small ones and then also the expressive lenses that move.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like they would be better if they were bigger and expressive, or if they were small and then it was just like the Steve Ditko ones where they don't really move much.
Yeah. Give them actual space to be expressive, otherwise it just looks like little tiny eyes. It looks really, really weird.
What do you guys think of the idea of Punisher and Hulk being in this?
I think that's like a mismatch. Like, I imagine like John Bernthald's Punisher, like, I don't know, shooting like someone in the head, and then we have to like deal with like the consequences of that. It just feels like the wrong like tone for a Spider-Man movie. Well, I guess like Aunt May died in the last one, right? So maybe like someone else can get shot. Maybe Happy Hogan, he's not doing anything, get shot in the head. That's part of like this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm
what
totally
crime?
kind of,
what crime did he commit? Punisher needed to shoot him.
It was just crossfire. So Happy Hogan was just on his way to like a burger joint, and he got like shot in the head.
Crossfire.
It's been a crossfire, you know, or like he just like he choked in a mozzarella stick. And that's how it goes.
What do you think, Gene?
I mean, I currently like what they're throwing at me because it's like just a lot of stuff that seems like happening for this movie, but it feels, just watching the last season of Daredevil, interesting to have the Punisher, also just seeing him interact with other parts of the MCU, because he's just been really confined to like Daredevil and that little corner, and he did come from Spider-Man, so that I'm down for the Hulk. I guess we'll see, but I think if they use him in an interesting way, because I'm not sure about you guys, but I hate Smart Hulk. Smart Hulk has just been just like garbage, because it's just he dabs and just doesn't he doesn't do anything too. Like he's just kind of like, it had the Hulk as like one note as just kind of like smart scientist guy. He's like the Beast, right?
Right.
Yeah, he's the Beast now, and I guess Scorpion's back. So
Scorpion, yes, I mentioned.
It feels like such a mixed bag of random elements, but I will say that was kind of like the last movie, and even though that's not great of a movie, I did love watching that in theaters, like unapologetically. Yeah, so
I had a similar feeling with it. I think the Hulk stuff only makes sense to me in the sense that they haven't announced it as far as I know, but it seems very clear to me that Mr. Negative is going to be in this. That maybe makes a bit more sense with Hulk, because I can see Hulk being there for a action scene because Mr. Negative turns him and he becomes more like the, monstrous Beast Hulk.
Yeah.
And
Rage monster, yeah.
yeah, the Devil Hulk. And I'm like, if you've got that just for one set piece and you just involve Hulk basically just for that, and then you've got a movie where there's a bunch of crime boss sort of interactions. You've got Scorpion in there, you've got Mr. Negative, and then Punisher is in the midst of this.
Yeah.
And then you've got that classic Marvel team up thing of Punisher thinks that Spider-Man might be a criminal, and then Spider-Man is like stopping Punisher from killing people. Like, I think that's a fun dynamic, but my problem is that that's enough for one movie. That's what you can kind of put together right now. And my assumption is that they're going to add on a bunch more elements on top of that as well, and then it will become too much.
Yeah.
I think that's like the problem we're gonna have with Spider-Man movies moving forward, is that like we've gone so hard with like No Way Home that everything else, like you have to overstuff the burrito to get that same amount of flavor. If you get me, and you're like, well, this is a great burrito, but I can never live up to this amazing burrito, so I'm just gonna like little with beans. So we'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
Or a whole like fart. Anyway.
Yeah, or if you guys remember, like all the rumors of it being in development, and it's like Sony wants it to be like an interdimensional movie. I think Jack could finish the joke, but it's like that Simpsons gag where all the kids are like watching Itchy and Scratchy. They're the test audience, and it's like you want what is it? It's like you want something
down to earth, but also swarming with magical robots.
Yeah, it's like that.
And you should win money for like watching things.
And you should win money.
That's how all the Sony execs were like developing this movie with.
Okay, how many of you kids would like Itchy and Scratchy to deal with real life problems like the ones you face every day?
Great idea. Yeah, that's it.
And who would like to see them do just the opposite, getting into far out situations involving robots and magic powers?
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's the way to go. Huh? That's it.
So you want a realistic, down-to-earth show that's completely off the wall and swarming with magic robots.
That's right. Yeah, good. And also, you should win things by watching.
There's a lot of crossed wires going on there, but at the same time, it's hard to gauge what an audience wants, because sometimes I just see comments, any social media. The kind of ideas that you'll see most people throw around are the worst ideas ever. People would be absolutely stoked if the next Spider-Man movie was entirely set in space and he was fighting the Decepticons and Chewbacca's there. It's just like that whole Patton Oswalt filibuster. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's not woke.
Oh my god.
Chewbacca says his first words, which is Chewie not woke.
Oh, he says one word and it's the N word.
Oh no. Did you guys know that for that filibuster, it happened in Star Wars? The Book of Boba Fett like ripped off his description of when Boba Fett comes back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you watch it, because you guys don't want to waste your time with Book of Boba Fett. But
no, I don't.
Yeah, if you just Google the opening,
that's crazy.
Thing, it's the exact same
thing.
Like he reaches out from the sands of Tatooine, from the Sarlacc, and it's exactly what happens in the first 5 minutes.
That's interesting because I remember finding that filibuster, especially the full like unedited version from Parks and Rec, very, very funny. And at the time, it was extra funny when you knew specifically all the things he was talking about. At that point in time, they weren't so much like actually adapted or likely to happen. And now crossovers and multiverse things is such a thing that joke really doesn't work anymore. It doesn't make any sense. In the same way that I remember me and Henry watching Mallrats, Kevin Smith's Mallrats, and there are so many jokes in that are like dead on arrival, because the punchline is someone being like, yeah, if that guy does that, I'm going to kill him like Wolverine with my adamantium claws. And it's not a joke, because it's like, well, yeah, everyone has seen a million X-Men movies, but at the time, making a reference to the specifics of Wolverine, you know, in the mid 90s was like a funny nerd reference, you know, and it's like that joke is now being killed by the world we live in.
Exactly. If you made that joke on Big Bang Theory, they wouldn't even turn the laugh track on. It would just be like, yeah, part of the dialogue.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's very strange that that's the world we're in. And it's also a world in which we can no longer riff about what a Sony Kraven the Hunter movie is because we just watched it and it is there.
It's too sad to make jokes about how bad it could be because it's worse than any joke we could make.
Yeah, pretty much.
Before we jump into the movie itself, Gene, what is your history with Kraven as a comic book character in other adaptations? Do you like him? Were you interested in the idea of seeing him in movies?
Interested in seeing him as a villain. I think I would have said. I don't know about a protagonist, but I think I remember really enjoying Kraven as a villain when I was a kid. First started reading. I think, well, it's ironic. I remember him firstly from the 90s cartoon where he helped Spider-Man turn from a man spider to a regular Spider-Man. And it was kind of because I mean, you guys probably covered this. They use him kind of weirdly in the cartoons, where he's kind of like, he's kind of like an anti-hero, I would say. Like they give him a lot of sympathetic qualities, and he helps out him a lot.
He has a villain. Well, he's a villain only for one episode, and in the context of the show, it's almost like a bender he went on.
One crazy night.
But I like him as a comic book character, just as because it's so outrageous. He's just like a big game hunter. He hunts like the world's deadliest prey. But I remember the Ultimate Universe because I feel like that's probably the first Kraven thing I read. They kind of make him into a reality TV star. So it's very 2000s, but it works. And he's just like hunting Spider-Man down. And the twist is he didn't have any powers, so Spider-Man just like one taps him. It's like one punches him and he's knocked out. And then he gets like powers or genetically alters himself and they use him again. But yeah, I think he's like a pretty interesting character. Like Kraven's Last Hunt is great. Him just being like, just really test Spider-Man to his limits of just like hunting him down. So on general, for this movie, I enjoy Kraven, I would say.
Where are you at with Kraven, Henry, at this point? Because I guess most of your Kraven exposure was either through watching Spider-Man the Animated Series or on this podcast, the weird lore I dubbed on you about his clone children.
Yeah. So prior to like 6-7 years ago, my only experience with Kraven the Hunter was the cartoon, whatever I'd heard about Kraven's Last Hunt, including his like Kurt Cobain-esque end, and there's also like a small part in I think it was the PS2 Spider-Man 2 game where he shows up for a little while.
I think
he's an exclusive, I believe, to one of the to the Xbox version, I think.
Oh, that would make sense. Yeah,
something like that. So that's what I remember him from, and then as I got to know him more, like he just makes me more and more annoyed, culminating in this morning's movie decision that I decided to do, which was to watch the movie. But yeah, like for such a wonderful concept, it's amazing the depths to which he is plumbed. I don't know why he has 91 children, but he does, and that's the thing that I have.
I love that you remember the number.
How could I forget the number? It's a lot of goddamn kids.
Yeah.
A lot of sperm flying around,
I mean, he is a fun concept, but it is the central thing that's weird about making a Kraven the Hunter movie is that, as Gene said, I would have liked to have seen him as a villain in a movie because you go back to the original issue he came from, I can't remember which one it was, but like one of the early Stan Lee, Steve Ditko issues, probably like number 8 or something. And so many of those things, when you reread them, they're throwing ideas at the wall. And, you know, sometimes it might be like, what if there's a guy, what is stronger than a spider? A scorpion. Okay, Scorpion Man. Okay, let's call him the Scorpion. You know, like they're just like throwing these things around, and then Steve Ditko makes an amazing design, and then Stanley then throws some crazy dialogue on top.
Yeah.
And you get some gold out of it. And Kraven was very much like this, a very weird concept, but like we need a Russian bad guy because it's the 60s. But also a concept of like literally just like Spider-Man going up against a hunter who is hunting him like prey and treating him like an animal. That's a really fun dynamic action-wise, but it's also fun in the sense that as the comics go on, you can keep Kraven being a very serious person, and Spider-Man making fun of him is like incredibly funny because he is a ridiculous character, but you don't need to make Kraven himself like more silly or anything. He's just like very campy, and I really love so many Kraven comics. But then later, Kraven's Last Hunt, which is amazing as a story, I think everyone goes to that as the Kraven story, but I really like the early stuff as well. And I think Kraven's Last Hunt works because it's a conclusion to all that, you know?
What a conclusion.
Like what happens if a person who dedicates his life to doing this one obsessive thing, which is kill a costumed man, just takes that obsession all the way to the end? It's really interesting. But again, you take Spider-Man out of that, it's just a guy who hunts things. And that as a concept, like if you were to pitch this movie without the superhero adjacent element to it, it's just, what if a man hunted things? He hunted men, you know? But even then, it's like, why not take it in the direction of like the tone of a John Wick movie, you know, where it's everyone knows John Wick is a badass and everything, but those movies aren't 100% serious. They have fun with it. There's like humor. There's a level of ridiculousness to them that they lean into, and it like the world they're in is kind of strange. So you can kind of come into that series in different ways. And then this is a very, very serious, very dour, very 2000s era like adaptation that I really don't understand who this was for, honestly.
That's the most confusing thing about it, because watching this movie, and I was like, the way they go with it, I was a bit like, well, we've had loads of movies where there's like a guy who hunts people and he loves animals. Like, that's Dr. Dolittle, that's Beastmaster, that's so many different things. And we end up with this, where it's like, oh yeah, so the beginning of the movie happens and he gets attacked by a lion, and they don't really explain why the lion attacks him. And we're just going through this, and you're like, what the fuck's the point in any of this? Like, why are we doing this? And there's so many other things we could have been doing, and I don't know why we decided to like dive into like the development hell from 2006 to pick this movie.
Yeah.
Very odd decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So many decisions.
So before this movie came out, there were a couple of times when it could have happened. Namely, the one that I always remember very sadly is that Ryan Coogler tried to have Kraven the Hunter in, I believe, the first Black Panther, but he wasn't allowed to touch Kraven. And I thought the idea of the way Coogler handled Black Panther stuff and how he would have potentially used this European hunter in a Black Panther story is really interesting, because you think how he did Claw, and I think what he would have done with Kraven would have been totally different, but would have been really interesting and a great use of that character. And so, of course, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I like to think that like Claw was like the compromise, like he couldn't do Kraven, so he was like, I'll do another kind of like racist white guy instead.
Yeah.
in addition to this, I only found this out recently, and I don't know how verified it is, but did you guys know that there was a rumor, at least, that Sam Raimi wanted to use Kraven?
Mm-hmm.
That tracks to me.
Yeah.
What do you know any more details about this?
Nope.
I just remember in like interviews, it was like him and Tobey Maguire just kept saying that they liked Kraven the Hunter and they wanted to use him. But I feel like that was it. And then they use him like the tie-in video games, right?
Mhm.
But that was, I think that was the extent. I don't think there was ever like concept art or like in Spider-Man 4, he would have like appeared in that leaked storyboard thing where they had all the villains. But yeah,
because I think I know that Spider-Man 4 we know now was meant to be Vulture and Felicia Hardy primarily.
Yeah.
Which is a mixed thing because I like the idea of Vulture in a Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, but not so much Felicia Hardy becoming, was it Vulture-S?
Yeah, she wasn't Black Cat. Yeah. She was not Black Cat. It was John Malkovich who's going to be the Vulture.
That was so good.
Yeah.
I mean, a dream scenario for me, if I could hop universes, would to be go to the universe where Spider-Man 4 was made and it was Kraven the Hunter. Because I think that would have really fit the Raimi tone, where it's very emotionally serious. Like the emotions are very high, but there's also it's a bit campy. There's a bit they're willing to lean into the Silver Age kind of fun of it all. And I think that's where Kraven would have done really well. And I think Toby's Spider-Man, like making fun of Kraven, would have been really fun. And apparently Tom Holland actually like pitched a Kraven Spider-Man movie to Amy Pascal at one point.
Yeah, for No Way Home before it was the No Way Home we got.
Yeah, and John Watts wanted to use him, but then they ended up with the multiverse thing because I guess there was this feeling that they needed to escalate and expand everything, you know?
Yeah.
I think we were robbed of a Punisher and Kraven the Hunter movie that would have been fantastic.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I mean, like that.
Yeah, and I think as well, even if you were to say that Kraven isn't enough of a villain for a Spider-Man movie, I think there's so many easy things you can do is combine him with another story. And there's the two things I would think about doing with Kraven would be either to bring in Chameleon, like in the original comic, it was a team up with him and Chameleon. And I think if you have those as two antagonists in one movie, that would work well. Like one of them is physically breaking him down and hunting him, and one of them is like a duplicitous person who's maybe messing with the personal life, you know, the Daily Bugle stuff, impersonating people. That would have been fun. And the other thing is to do what the video game ended up doing, which I really enjoyed, the PS5 Spider-Man 2. You got Kraven, but you're also doing the symbiote suit storyline at the same time. And I think that's an interesting thing to have run along, like those two stories kind of run parallel to each other. And there's a lot of stuff about that game that I'm not too hot on, but Kraven was done very, very well in my opinion.
Yeah.
Having not played the game, I imagine like the best like villains to have on like a black suit like story arc are the ones which are kind of formidable, but also the ones where like you can see Spider-Man being kind of tired of their shit after a while. Whereas like Spider-Man could kill this guy, but he's kind of a villain, and basically you're like having the tension of Spider-Man should just really execute him, but he shouldn't do that. And that's the best kind of villains to have in like a black suit story, because you're like, this guy could just straight up like murder Kraven and he's being an asshole. He's not letting this go. So having not played the games, that's not a surprise to me that he was done really well.
I wish I could I could lend you my PS5 across the ocean for you to play it.
I wish you could do that, honestly.
Yeah. In addition, there is a point in the game where Cage the Elephant plays.
Oh. Which song?
I think it might be Cigarette Daydreams.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if it was going to be the lame one or like a cool one, but they went
Silly.
Yeah.
I like that song, but it's a bit too late to be playing that in a PS5 game.
But anyway, I remember playing that section, and it plays during Peter Parker riding a bike. There's a bike
Yeah.
section in the game.
Mhm. Yeah.
They spent
A lot of time on bikes.
Yeah, there was. I mean, I know that game was very had a very bloated budget, and while that section was fun, I didn't need cycling mechanics in the game that you use for one level and then remove afterwards. It's very strange.
I'm not gonna lie to you, this game sounds kind of terrible.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you might like it. It's very all over the place, but like in a good way, I would say.
Yes, I mean, there's criticisms I have of it, but there's a lot of great things, and it is a game which got a platinum trophy in like 2 weeks. Absolutely barreled through it, and then afterwards was like, I have some criticisms, and it's like, okay, I have some criticisms, but I also it became my life for a fortnight.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of positives too.
Yeah.
It's not all cycling.
Yeah.
Reminds me a bit of like LA Noire, which is one of my favorite games. But one of those games where I'm like, after you're done playing, you're like, lots of this doesn't really make any sense, and nothing I did mattered. But I really enjoyed doing it while I did.
Yeah.
Anyway, going back to our cinematic Kraven, just for some background, this was a huge flop. It made like 61.9 million worldwide.
Yeah, that's rough.
Off a 110 million budget. It was apparently the worst performance of any of these Sonyverse movies, and it is now, as Gene said, is the end of the Sonyverse, the closing chapter, which I think everyone kind of expected after Madam Web came out, but they were like, no, we're still putting Kraven out. Did not work. I mean, those Venom movies are still successful, so I'm sure they'll continue that in some way at some point. But maybe, hopefully, they've decided to stop doing things this way.
One can only hope, I think I'm not like a movie executive, but I hope at some point they can learn a lesson from all of this, and maybe when next time they'll decide to do a movie about things that people actually want, maybe they'll stop trying to crowbar in hero arcs into villains that don't require hero arcs. Maybe they'll write a script from this century, like proper ADR.
Oh God, yeah.
ADR is so bad.
It wasn't as bad as Madam Web's dubbing, but
that's such a low bar.
Yeah, but there was a few parts in this where I was like, this is very, very strange.
All the dialogue in this is like PS2 level. I was like, for lots of these, I was like, why would you write that, and why would you read it like that? Like watching aliens read like an AI prompted script. It was awful in parts, really. Yeah,
and the script was written by Richard Wank. Richard Wank.
Okay.
No, that was a Freudian slip. That was the right Freudian slip.
Richard Wank, who wrote Expendables 2 and the Equalizer movies. And also, strangely, this blew my mind. He wrote Vamp and directed Vamp. Do you remember Vamp, Henry?
I don't know what you're talking about.
We watched Vamp together. The Grace Jones 90s vampire movie.
Oh my God.
Which I remember enjoying that quite a bit.
I actually kind of like that movie.
Yeah, but it was a long time ago. But
just
anyway,
this was my brain. Jesus, I haven't thought that movie since we watched it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like I don't know. It's such a weird outlier. And then also involved in the writing were Art Markham and Matt Holloway, who, it's hard to track their writing. They Punisher Warzone, which I really like Punisher Warzone, but I don't think I like it because of the scripts necessarily. Transformers Last Night, which I believe I never saw, but is that may be the one where Anthony Hopkins gets blown up?
Yeah, he gets like fucking like assassinated. It's great. It's like
they also
they blew
wrote
the fuck up.
They also wrote Men in Black International, which I never saw, and Uncharted,
thank you.
which I deliberately did not see, and also uncredited rewrites to the Morbius script.
Oh no.
That's you know, it's bad when he refused to have a credit on the Morbius movie. He was like, actually, no, I don't want people to know that I did that part. Actually,
Don't you think though that like if you were in a position like to get a gig doing a rewrite on Morbius, you'd be like, I'll do it, but like I do not want my name anywhere near this movie.
I recognize that you need me, but I don't want people to know that I did this.
Yeah, I wonder what part he wrote though.
I mean, who knows? I mean, it wasn't like a movie where you watch it and you're like, wow, this could have been terrible, but then he saved it.
Yeah.
What
Somebody
about
snappy dialogues or twist endings or
what if
plots?
he wrote? Yeah, what if he wrote when Matt Smith is dancing?
That would be.
The original was the 3 words Matt Smith dances.
Yeah. Yeah, you write that down and then just like get handed a bag of money.
Before that, Matt Smith was just gonna stand there T-posing.
Well,
yeah, so this movie interesting to me is that like I mean I generally, regardless of how much I want to see something, I will do my best to avoid anything about it so I can come in really fresh. But with Kraven, it's like I wasn't like worried about spoilers. But I've got to say, having not seen it in theaters in the year, I think, or maybe a bit less than a year since it came out, it was 2024 at some point, I have heard nothing about Kraven. I saw no memes. I saw no, I think maybe the week it came out, there were people like, you know, making some puns maybe. But I saw this had like no lasting impact as far as I was aware. But I'm interested if you guys saw anything. And then, of course, Gene, you saw this in theaters when it came out, didn't you?
You paid money for this?
No. I have this app. So just to clarify, to save my reputation, I have an app. It's called the AMC A List.
Oh yeah.
So it's like the AMC theaters. They have a kind of a subscription service where you pay like $25 a month. And you can see 4 movies a week. So that was one of the 4 movies I saw that week, or maybe like 2 movies.
Like movie pass, but like the business model makes sense, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a pyramid scheme. Yeah. So technically, I don't think I paid for it, right? Like I paid.
Well, you paid for it, but not with money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you paid for it in the same way that we paid for it using a streaming service we already owned.
Yeah,
you know, so it's like
that's exactly how I did it.
Okay, you were sailing the seas on this one, Henry.
Yeah, I don't even know if I could have like done a suggestion. I didn't think I wanted to. I didn't want to.
You know what? You know how I watched it? I watched it on. I don't know if this is just Canadian or if it's or if it's North American in general. But I watched it, funnily enough, on the Crave app.
Oh, God.
So I watched Kraven on Crave.
That's too much.
And I gotta say, when it started, I did like the way it comes up on that app where it just says the runtime, and I saw 122 minutes, and I felt so 122 minutes for Kraven. This should be 90 minutes max. But what was the theater experience like? You know, like was there anyone else in the theater with you?
Well, this was back in December, so I think I could remember enough. But I remember there was at least like maybe 10 or 12 people. So there was like
was it opening week?
It was the opening weekend. Yeah. So it was like a Thursday.
How many of them were homeless people sheltering from the cold?
That I don't know. There was a sinister vibe to that audience, maybe because they're masochistic. But yeah, the audience, I think I remember some people laughing at some silly scenes that we'll talk about, but yeah, it was just kind of like, it was just quiet really, and then just kind of weird bouts of laughter. But yeah, mostly quiet. I don't know. It wasn't like Madam Web where people, I remember people were just like, it's kind of like Rocky Horror, sort of you're seeing it just to make fun of it. But
we should also say for listeners of the show that we talked about Madam Web with Gene on Serving Up Comics, so you can check his stuff out and hear our talk about it, in which I think I was somehow the defender of Madam Web.
Somehow, yeah.
In that
it wasn't me.
Yeah, and I think like that's partly because I had an edible before I watched it.
Wow.
No, that perfectly tracks.
And I was very, I was like, when I saw Kraven the Hunter 122 minutes, I was really sad that I don't have any weed.
I think it's probably a waste of your drugs, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
You should have had a potion, like in this goddamn movie.
He got through it at least. It helped him.
Yeah, I mean, this one was just, I needed some of that Calypso jungle serum.
Yeah. What the fuck was that Legend of Zelda shit? Like, here's a potion, Calypso.
This is the Kraven juice. It will make you into Kraven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't think this is like it's not the kind of, and that's maybe why it has no real impact, is I don't think this is a memeable thing. There's no giant Pepsi sign falling on the villain. There's no weird CPR scene. There's nothing. There's a handful of points to point to that I found funny, but there was maybe like I watched it and my partner was in the other room, and I was like, do you want to watch Kraven with me? And she was like, no. And I was like, she said like, just call me in if something funny happens. I think there was 2 points in the movie where I went, hey, come in here, come look at this. And then I just like played like 10 seconds. I was like, you can go again.
If my partner asks me what I did today, I'm gonna lie and say I didn't do anything. I'm gonna tell him I watched this.
I was watching porn.
The pornography store.
Yeah. I was buying pornography.
Genuinely, yeah. Like, I'm not gonna tell her I watched this. Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Let alone talked about it.
No, talked about it for hours. Oh, man, me and Jack, we just talked about pornography.
Pornography, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The whole porn cast.
It's a pornography store. I was buying pornography. I would have never thought of that.
The only thing that I might say I won't say defense of this movie, but like, I'll stop kicking it for like half a second to like rest my leg, to say that like, of all the plots of all these various Sonyverse movies, Daddy Issues is something.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I was
agree,
like,
yeah.
okay, there's like a character I can like engage with and regret engaging with, but I was like, oh, that's something I can work with.
This is I guess this will be the end of our non-spoiler talk if people are worried about Kraven spoilers.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But I mean, if we're just ranking these, I had the most fun with Madam Web, and Morbius made me want to die watching it. And this movie, I think, is the most competent of the three movies. I think it has the strongest arc. And it was like, yeah, it kind of it gets into a groove at one point where it's mildly watchable, whereas Morbius was depressing and Madam Web was like such a chaotic clusterfuck that I, felt like I was enjoying the campiness of it, but I was never at any point being like, this is a really, strong script or anything like that. But like, did you guys feel like you got more or less from this than the other Sonyverse spin-offs?
Well, I guess the thing with this is, it's like it doesn't feel like a student film. It feels like film professionals actually like worked on this. Like, they didn't work on the script or the VFX or really any kind of directing. But you can tell that like someone who knows what they're doing was involved in this, and they were kind of distracted by like we're going through like a rough time at home. But they did like conceivably made this.
Well, the director's J.C. Chandor, who has made some good movies. Like I haven't seen his last movie, Triple Frontier. Have you seen that, Gene? I haven't.
I haven't seen it, but I saw like All Is Lost or
Yeah.
I forgot the movie he did with Oscar Isaac.
A Most Violent Year.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
All Is Lost especially. Like I really recommend that. That was a great Robert Redford movie, great performance. You know, very small sets, just on a boat. Yeah, it was a good movie. You know,
I could believe that like a movie director made this and was having a bad day.
Yeah.
I can conceivably believe that,
it
like,
was directed.
it was directed. It was directed badly, but it was directed. My favorite part about this movie was all the fucking CGI animals. Like,
Oh,
at the
yeah.
beginning of this, like, he fucking gets attacked by Snagglepuss, it looks like. It looks like ridiculous.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of like CG animal shots, and I don't know enough about like animal welfare on set and stuff like that. But a lot of these I was like, you could have used just an animal for this, right? But then I'm assuming like they were like, well, we're shooting in Iceland and London and stuff. Like, are we gonna get like a lion shipped over for this one shot, or are we gonna do a shot over here? And it's like, oh, it's just CG everything, you know. Like I'm assuming it is cost effective and perhaps more ethical for animals.
Slightly.
Slightly.
It's just like the animal version of blackface. Some of this stuff, it's ridiculous. Like, it looks like. Do you remember A Sound of Thunder and like how fucking bad everything in that movie looked?
I do not.
I haven't seen it.
That movie
A Sound of
so
Thunder
bad.
is a great. It's a great so bad is good movie that I don't remember anything about. There was time traveling dinosaurs. Was that?
Yeah,
Was
like
that
the
what
first scene
happened?
of the movie is like they go back in time. There's a like fucking awful looking CG dinosaur. Basically, in this universe, like every animal is extinct. They killed all the animals in this universe, and every now and again, like the main character will go up to this like hologram of like a tiger, and that's what the whole fucking movie looked like for Kraven. Like, there's the bit like in the middle where he fights the leopard, and I was like, Jesus, look at this thing. That's awful.
Yeah. Well, at least no animals were harmed, right?
Oh,
I wish they
okay.
were.
Fascinating thing about Sound of Thunder, which is way worth watching in comparison to Kraven.
Yeah.
It was directed by Peter. I don't actually know how to say his name.
Oh, Peter Hyams, yeah.
Hyams, yeah. Who, I mean, this isn't for most people. This isn't like the standout for him, but he did Time Cop, which I love.
He did do Time Cop. Yeah, Time Cop was great.
But he also did Sudden Death, which is another great Van Damme movie. And he did End of Days, which I enjoyed, but
it's also fun.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger versus the forces of hell.
Yeah, he fights the devil.
Yeah, and that director's like pretty fun. Like I like it, and it also that movie had Ben Kingsley in it.
Oh my god, and his hairpiece is like, it looks like one of these goddamn leopards in this movie. It's like one of the worst hairpieces I've ever seen in a film. It's way more watchable than this movie. There's a great like O.J. Simpson story with Peter Hyams apparently as well.
Oh, really?
Like apparently, when it came out all the O.J. stuff, he was along the lines of like, "Oh man, like I wish he'd told me" or something like that.
I think you know what I think Peter Hyams was in the documentary.
He was in the documentary, yeah.
Made in America. He was like a friend of OJ's, and he was like, "Damn."
He sounded kind of bummed that like OJ didn't tell him what was going on or like something like that.
Right. Yeah.
That's a good documentary. The
Made in America.
Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah, I love that doc. I've watched it a couple of times now.
That's another thing that we should be watching instead of this movie, Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah, and also this is another episode where we brought up O.J. Simpson.
I think like this one was actually kind of easy because like once you got in the Sound of Thunder, I was always going to bring up O.J. Simpson.
Right. Yeah.
You told Henry how John Semper Jr. remembers the white Bronco chase, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes, we have. Yeah, and also Gene, you sent me a great story recently about Kurt Russell.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
rushing to the scene.
Yeah, if anyone hasn't seen that TikTok, it's Kate Hudson, who's his stepdaughter, says how they were watching it on the news with like her and her Goldie Hawn. And then it's like Kurt Russell realizes that OJ's just driving back to the house. So I guess they were close enough that he could walk over to where his house was in Brentwood. And he just like walks over. They're like, well, be careful. Because it's like he could, he was armed when he was driving. He had a gun, but it's like they saw it. And then they see like Kurt Russell in the background, just like shaking hands with people on the newscast. But he just decided. It's the best Kurt Russell story.
If I was Kurt Russell, if I had the power and charisma of Kurt Russell in that situation, I would do exactly the same. You could find out some information because if you're just a cop and Kurt Russell comes out, you'd be like, "Yeah, I'll tell you everything."
Yeah, sure.
Here's all the case details
before like Johnny Shapiro showed up.
Yeah, right.
You should have had a legal team.
But yeah, they could. Yeah, they should have. I guess it was one of the most important American historical that day, and you got to be part of it. But anyway,
yeah,
it goes 9/11, then the OJ murders, and then Kraven the Hunter.
Yep.
Yeah,
a very lot of interesting things in America, I guess.
Yeah.
Speaking of America as well, like I could not believe when. I mean, this movie opens with a prison escape scene where he's speaking Russian, and then he gets in his escape plane, which is this in Siberia at this point?
The location title thing is the laziest location title I've ever seen. It's like somewhere in Russia, somewhere outside of.
He's in a snowstorm, right? And he runs into this plane and he immediately takes his shirt off for the trailer shot of his intense dehydrated body.
Yeah.
And then he just starts speaking in an American accent
to this NPC in this plane, going like, "See you next time, Kraven."
And his accent, it's like he went to the same vocal coach that Benedict Cumberbatch went to for Doctor Strange. It's like one of these very like British person doing an American accent kind of things. It's very strange to me, but also again, like you're doing a Kraven the Hunter movie, like isn't like one of the things about this that he's Russian? And obviously he is Russian in this, but they do their best to make him not visibly Russian in that he goes to a private school in England.
In New York, actually.
Oh, it's in New York. Oh, yeah, that makes a bit more sense.
You saw this movie.
But he does go
like 3 hours ago, so I'm like all over it.
But he does go to England. It's just that his
dad's in London for some reason.
Oh, okay, so they go to London later.
Yes.
But doesn't he run when he runs away?
He's in London when he runs away.
He's in London. That's why what was confusing me then, because he's still a kid.
He's in New York for boarding school. Russell Crowe comes and says, "Your mother killed herself. Let's go hunting." In Africa. They fly to Africa. He gets attacked by a lion for reasons unbeknownst to anybody, because that doesn't make any sense. Then they fly back to London the next day from the lion attack, and then he runs away to Russia because a hawk told him to do it.
Okay, while we're on this, I would like to see you try and, as succinctly as you can, Henry, continue what you were saying and describe the plot of this entire movie.
So this is the first act, and at this point, Kraven is still like a young boy, and he tries to stow away on a ship, and the captain's like, "Wait, are you a stowaway?" And Kraven replies, "Yes." And then the captain's like, "Well, come on then."
That part made me laugh so much. Like he just on this boat and he's like, "You're a runaway," and he's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "No, come on then." It was so casual. Come on then, go on this boat to Africa.
As one does.
I'll do a little cheeky kidnapping, I will.
Where you headed?
Trying to get out of England. For Russia.
On this? You know there's planes and trains for that, don't you? You on the run?
Yes. I am.
Come on. Come on.
It's so fucking stupid. Okay, so yeah, we cut to the wilderness. Somehow Kraven walks to his old, like, holiday home in Siberia, and there's wildebeest everywhere, that are
That's
being
Siberia?
pushed. It's like meant to be like somewhere out in Russia.
Oh, I thought he was back in Africa.
I don't know. He's not in Africa because there's white people everywhere. And also they say like they give like a really shitty like somewhere out in Eastern Russia. Like anyone knows what the fuck that means. So
Okay.
he's like hanging out in Russia. He fights a poacher for a little bit, and then the movie cuts to like present day, chasing down the same poachers, but like over 25 years or whatever it is. Yeah, the movie's so fucking dumb.
Yeah,
So,
that's wild. Such a weird
yeah.
time skip too. So strange.
Like they did like one scene of like the present day, and they cut for like a third of the movie.
It was one of those weird background things where I thought you should have done more or less of this because it was so they're breezing through it so quick. There's like the stuff with his mother going insane and committing suicide. It's like all this stuff is like rushed over so much that like there's no way you can emotionally engage with any of it. But at the same time, it's a huge chunk of the movie you could have just said in dialogue or had a little flashback to. Like it could have been done in 2 minutes instead of like 20 minutes or whatever it was.
It should have been in flashbacks, actually. I would have preferred if it was just like they flashback to previous times. So we can look at fucking Alessandro Nivola's shitty haircut in the past. Man, I think
It's a really bad haircut.
It's bad. It's terrible.
And also, well, I mean, while we're speaking of Africa, did you know where specifically in Africa this is, Henry?
I didn't know that, and I'm sure the movie told me, and I'm sure I forgot. And
I mean, I didn't know until I looked at the Wikipedia page afterwards, but it's in Ghana.
Oh, Jesus.
So, am I correct in saying that your parents are from Ghana?
Yeah, my parents made this movie. They made this part of the movie.
Well, I just believe as you can maybe comment on the fact, was this accurate to Ghanaian life?
I would say probably not, because our healthcare is not that good. It's just like...
Oh, so it is correct.
Yeah, the part about Kraven getting attacked by lions that happens all the time. That's why my parents had to migrate out of Africa. They came to Europe, to the UK, because the first scene actually happened to my dad exactly the way it happens in the movie.
Oh, right.
Potions back then that they did.
Yeah.
And that when you turn 15, they hand you a potion from your grandmother. And go have a white boy. He's about to get attacked by a lion. This movie, man.
Well, also, like while we're here, let's talk about Russell Crowe a little bit.
I believe he's in this movie. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little worried about Russell Crowe in real life because someone needs to do a wellness check if he's clearly doesn't have the mental capabilities to know what movie he's agreeing to be in, because there's a wild get for a Kraven movie. But I've got to say, if I'm going to see someone do a ridiculous Russian accent in a Kraven movie, Russell Crowe is a lot of fun for it. And I've got to say, whenever he was on screen, I was having fun, even if everything around him was terrible.
He was the one I was looking forward to the most in the movie. I was like, if nothing else, I got Russian Russell Crowe. Say that like 5 times in a row. Anyway,
Russian Crowe.
Russian Russell Crowe. Yeah, so I was really excited for him. I actually think he was playing it a little bit too like
straight,
low energy.
Yeah,
this should have been like the hammiest thing possible.
Yeah,
and he's playing it a little bit subdued, and I was like, probably a good acting decision, but there's no reason for that in this movie.
Yeah, I think the whole movie could have done with that. Heightened sort of like hamminess would have made it more fun.
You should have called Paul Giamatti and be like, well, can I just borrow your like tape from The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and just done the exact same level of energy? And that would have been great.
Could have came back as the Rhino, right?
Yeah. I mean, speaking of Rhino, what did you guys think of Alessandro Nivola?
I think he got the message a little bit. I didn't like him, but I was like, I didn't hate him. He was he got the memo of what they were trying to do. He had a really weird relationship with this dog.
he was a bit hammy, but again, like not too much. Like I actually really liked him this, even though in terms of comic accuracy is wildly nothing to do with the character.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with the character.
Yeah, he understood the assignment, I guess, of it being a campy movie or trying to be a campy movie. So he's so weird. He's weird like when he's like he's always like chicks and everything, and yeah.
Mhm. And he has like there's a couple of fun moments that I just genuinely like. That there was a part in it where he's taking control of a gang, and then he asks them like, "Oh, so which one of you is gonna work with me?" And then the other guy like shoots him in the head, and then he goes, "That's a hell of a pitch," like got like some flair to him that like I really enjoyed, and he did kind of give me a bit of a boost to certain scenes where I think there's a couple of random elements in here that worked for me. It was basically whenever we cut back to Aaron Taylor Johnson, God, the energy just drained out of my body.
He looks mad to be there. He looks like he's like had to miss a really important school play for one of his kids, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I'm going back to fucking Kraven, Jesus." And he has that energy throughout the entire movie. I was thinking back to Alexander Nivola for a second because I was thinking about like the scene where he's playing fetch with his dog. And the dog doesn't drop the ball quick enough, and he starts like fighting his dog with his tennis ball. And I'm like, fucking let it go, it's a dog.
Yeah.
Like, be cool, man, be cool. I'm just trying to be sexy now. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm here for this. This doesn't need to be in the movie, but yeah, you fight your dog, try and rip a tennis ball over your dog's mouth. They do a little bit of the Spider-Man thing with Kraven a little bit, where he's like cracking wires, and I'm like, I don't need this. I don't. You don't have any charisma. He's like,
I don't
really black saying like,
there's a part.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a bit where the helicopter's like launching missiles at him, and he looks up and he goes, "You've got to be kidding!" And I was like, "Why the hell is Kraven doing this?"
The lowest effort, like, oh, he's gonna be a bit of a wisecracker. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What like his mum committing suicide in a Russian gulag makes you think wisecracker?
Yeah. There is one of the moments that I think was a bit memeable was Nivola's scream. Do you guys remember this bit?
No, actually, I don't remember.
Oh, well, you have to look it up afterwards. But there's a bit where he like yells in frustration, but the sound he makes is like this weird squeaking sound.
All of our guys are dead.
Oh yeah.
And I read he got made fun of after that it came out, but apparently the actor, his choice in the scene was to do a silent scream, and in post they added that sound.
Oh, I'd be mad. I'd be like, take my movie off the credits of this.
Yeah, exactly. Which is just like, yeah, you wouldn't have thought anything of that in that moment, but then I'm sure someone's clipped it on YouTube. Like, it's really strange.
That's so annoying.
Yeah. Speaking of the villains, we've also got, what is his name again? I always forget his name. Foreigner. Well,
the Foreigner.
Christopher Abbott.
Yeah, he's such a great actor, but it was like, what are you doing in this movie?
Shut up for a paycheck.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Christopher Abbott is great. And is he in Poor Things, I believe?
It's Mark Ruffalo's in Poor Things.
I think he might play the sort of villainous ex-husband towards the end of the film.
Okay.
But he's also in Possessor, Cronenberg's Sons movie.
Yeah.
And that he's great in that, and I really actually enjoyed him in this. And I think Foreigner is the kind of fun but goofy character to put in a Kraven the Hunter movie. I don't know how familiar you are with him in the comics, Gene.
Well, I know he's in like a lot of Spider-Man comics, or just kind of like he's like a top assassin. I remember he's in that Wolverine versus Spider-Man comic where Spider-Man, like I guess it's canon now. He accidentally punched someone to death. They went in front of his fist. But that's where I remember the Foreigner from. Very obscure character.
We talked about him in our Hobgoblin identity weird law episode.
Vaguely, the name rings a bell. Yeah. Are those just canon powers? And also, what was his power?
He has a couple of things. He has this kind of like eye hypnosis thing that means that in the scene, it's like he's moving at super speed. You can't hit him, but it's actually he's hypnotized you into like perceiving him differently. I understand why that would be unclear watching the film.
Peekaboo power. He plays peekaboo really well.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it made it look like he was running at super speed, and I was like, what? But then
Yeah.
this whole thing with the glasses, and it was just really confusing. They don't explain why he's there.
He has to get some connection where there's another obscure character that Spider-Man fights called Hitman, who is a hitman. And
really?
foreigners like Kraven killed Hitman, who was his mentor, and that's why he hates him.
Yeah.
Which is whatever. I mean, I kind of liked him in this movie, but I liked him more when he was kind of this rogue agent, kind of turning up after the fact. It was kind of fun. Once he then becomes, I don't know, just like I'm getting revenge on Kraven and I'm going to team up with Rhino. It was a bit like, you know. And then he also poisons him so that he sees spiders, which I guess Kraven is afraid of.
Yeah,
they didn't like introduce that all in the movie. They were like, "Oh yeah, his crazy mother saw spiders everywhere."
You can't bring that in.
Flashbacks.
Yeah, it doesn't. You can't
tell us this.
Yeah, you can't do the setup in the moment. You know, they're like, "Oh, by the way, yeah, this happened before."
Yeah,
it was very strange.
There's a lot of trauma here. Just take our word for it. You know.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
Madam Web had the fucking, I don't want to say foresight, but had like the thought to be like, since this is a Spider-Man universe, we think we should probably introduce the spiders fairly early on. Whereas like Kraven was like, "Oh shit, this is a Spider-Man movie. Quick, put something with spiders in it."
The other thing we got is Calypso, which you've alluded to, Henry. I don't have much to say about this because I feel like she's a very strange addition to the movie where I don't really know why she gives any time of day to this guy that she calls a psycho. And she's just kind of there for, I guess, Kraven to have a thing to protect and someone to talk to at various points. Ariana DeBose, who I actually haven't seen in anything, but I know she was in the Spielberg West Side Story, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think she won a Razzie for this film.
Oh, no.
Which I feel like is kind of, I mean, the Razzies in general are kind of like, the point of it is that it's just cruel. We'll dunk on the thing that everyone is already dunking on. Yeah. But like, I don't think she was good in this movie, but I also don't think she was particularly bad compared to anyone else.
I just think Ariana DeBose's agent was the only one who picked up the call, and so they had to like use her because they were like, no one else, like Russell Crowe like immediately like blocked her number, so we can't go back to him.
She did have one funny line read where
she had like loads of funny.
He offers to. No, it's when she says like, "I don't want you to murder him. I'm a lawyer." And it just the way she said it reminded me of Uncle Jack in It's Always Sunny.
A tiger's tooth?
I use whatever tools are available.
Why would you do that?
Wasn't he responsible for killing your friend? Look, I've been trying to find you for a very long time. This is my way of saying thank you for saving my life.
I didn't ask you to murder anyone. I'm a lawyer.
Hi there, I'm Jack Kelly. I'm a lawyer.
Hello, Jack Kelly. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine.
Pleasure to meet you.
Didn't they like mess with her like dubbing or something? Like she says something that's like
must be.
Yeah.
There's a bit where she says like, after I gave you the potion, my grandma died and I never saw her again. And it's like, yeah, when people die, that's usually what happens.
Yeah, that was yeah. There was, and also when she spoke to her grandma, everything her grandma said in the flashback was it felt really dubbed.
The whole scene was ADR.
It was like mixed really high, and she was saying emphasizing every word, but then she said in every line she said Calypso. And it felt like someone said, we need to play this for the back seats. You know, what if the stupidest person in the theater doesn't know her name is Calypso?
Put the cards away now, Calypso. Think again, Calypso. I have something for you, Calypso. A potion.
Someone's on the phone not paying attention. We have to make sure they understand this person's name is Calypso.
Which might be the one time they show an understanding of their audience.
Well, yeah, respect for their audience, I will say.
There's a studio note.
Like, that whole like scene, like I don't think any of the actors speak English because the parents' dubbing is also terrible on that scene. Where it's like that whole Simpsons joke of like the father puts up like a pair of binoculars to like almost to their mouth. So it kind of covers their mouth and they go, Calypso! Calypso! Where are you going, Calypso?
Yeah.
Also, we're on a safari, even though it has nothing to do with our professions. We're just on a safari.
We just needed to be here to... They jump through a lot of hoops in order to give Kraven an origin story that is still terrible and unnecessary. You know?
What's the lion's role in this origin story? Because the way it's kind of played, it's like the lion like chooses him and then goes like, Calypso, hey, I found your hero. Also, I accidentally killed him. But
and also there's a point where they emphasize blood from the lion, like a droplet of it goes into Kraven, but then he also gets the magic
it's a combination
juice.
of like it's of the potion plus like lion aids or whatever lion
And his power set actually, the scene where he starts using his powers was funny to me because it was extremely similar to the Twilight movies, because his eyes are glowing like amber, sort of orangey, and then he's running up trees and jumping and stuff, and it's, I don't know if Kraven needs that level of power.
No.
But also, if you're going to do it, don't do it like it's impressive, because we've seen people do more impressive things in these movies. A lot happens to this guy. He jumps like 20. He drops out of a building. He has like a building fall on him, and I was like, but then later he gets attacked by like a leopard, and it scratches him, and I'm like, oh, so is he only vulnerable to like animal claws?
To like specifically big cats. Like,
yeah,
you can handle the rhyme. People like your like Maine Coon back at home will probably kill him if it gets enough of a jump on him. The thing was all that building scene as well. The building falls on him, and he's just fine. They don't explain why he's like okay.
Yeah.
Because the guy's like, he's killed you both now. You're gonna die, Kraven. And he's just like, no, I didn't. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fucking movie. I don't understand what the lion kind of like is clearly like a connection with him in the lion. And he like attacks him, and then the lion kind of like brings him to Calypso. But like, why? I don't understand why they did that.
Because he likes animals, I guess.
But why did the lion do that?
Well, this does bring me to another point, which is that you kind of predicted this movie, Henry. I can't remember what episode it was, but way back when I think when they announced it, we talked about this, and I was like, how do you make him a protagonist if he hunts and kills animals and is a villain? This is not going to be something that an audience wants to get behind. And then you said that, oh, okay, he's going to be like killing poachers and protecting animals. And that's kind of what we got.
Yeah. That's the only way you can do a Kraven movie. And they did the worst possible version of that. Again, that's like a Dr. Dolittle movie with a bit more edge. And they fumbled. They fumbled super hard.
Yeah, you called it.
I wish that I could call anything else that happened in the last 6 years. But again, right.
Yeah.
Also, I think we need to talk a little bit about like first of all, Kraven's brother.
Oh yeah,
Dimitri, Chameleon,
Dimitri, who is like the emotional center of this movie.
I gotta say, and it sounds like I might be contrary to you on this, I actually kind of liked him in this movie.
I think
as a kid, he's like both the kid performances are atrocious. Every time the kids are on screen, I was like, just let this be over. I get this. I get it. I didn't mind him in the movie. I was just really mad at how like he was like, oh, I'm a comedian now. Like I spent my whole time like singing at like a lounge bar. But you know what? Everyone's always called me the comedian. That's the only thing I'm good at. And I'm like, no, you play the piano. You just did it.
His impressions, Yeah.
No one's ever called you the comedian once. No one's ever mentioned it.
Well, forgetting that part, I guess. I liked him is it Fred Hechinger? He was in Gladiator 2.
Yep.
And he was fun in that. I mean, I think he puts in a good enough performance. I kind of enjoyed the arc a little bit. Him kind of coming from a weak place and becoming like a toxic piece of shit by the end.
Yeah.
But I do agree that the turn of him becoming the chameleon at the end it doesn't make any sense. And it really is just like, oh yeah, I went to a doctor and said, I'm really good at doing other people's voices. Can you give me a power based on this? And then they were like, okay, I'll make you into a Spider-Man villain.
They do that twice in this movie, because that's how Alexander Novoda becomes a Rhino. He says, oh, I went to a doctor who made me like this.
It was the same guy.
It was
he went to
doctor.
the same doctor called not Miles Davis, as I keep writing
Miles
in my
Warren.
notes, Miles Warren,
Yep.
who is in the comics the Jackal,
Oh,
who sort of the mastermind behind the Clone Saga.
Sort of.
Yes, and he's I mean, it really is kind of like we need a reference. Who have we not used yet? Let's drop this in there, and then maybe we can do something with it later.
Yeah.
because everyone knows the Rhino. What does he say when he's like explaining why he's a Rhino? He's like, everyone knows when a Rhino gets an opportunity, he takes it. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Never heard that about rhinos, but
He charges
yeah.
without any kind of consideration. It's like,
Classic Rhino
do you
behavior.
know what a Rhino is?
Yeah, so it felt like it was written by like AI or aliens or something, the script.
Like, there's so many moments where I'm like, have you ever been to a zoo? Do you know what animals are? Like,
Why don't you just talk about the idea that like rhinos are endangered or something? Because that's like an actual connection you could have made.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
He went
I
for
think
like, oh, they're really known for like taking their opportunities, like all animals.
Yeah,
They're not
why
predators.
he could have even just said something like, you never corner a rhino.
Yeah, you never.
You don't put rhino in the corner.
That would have been something, but it's like, no, like we're gonna make up like a psychological behavior for this animal that doesn't exist.
And what did you guys think of the transformation look of Rhino at the end?
Oh, it looks like shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't look very good, I would say. Gut reaction
think
there.
Could have maybe worked, but the ears really fuck the whole thing up. Him having human ears just hanging out on the side.
Why?
It looks very silly.
I understand why the Rhino costume is really hard to do, because having the window for his face does look silly, and it's kind of a thing that works better in the comics. There's a way to do it with like a mech suit, which they do in Ultimate Spider-Man.
And the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Right, but in Amazing Spider-Man 2, they made it way more of a mech. Like they made it like almost too big and too much of like a machine for me.
Yeah.
I feel like it needs to still be kind of like a suit kind of he's wearing. But it's a difficult thing to design, I guess. And I can understand them maybe thinking, okay, well, then let's continue the suit, but over his face too. Yeah, no, this needed to go back to the drawing board.
It's just like poorly conceived. It looks really bad. It looks kind of gross as well. I don't want to touch it. I'm sorry. I think I'd rather prefer if he like literally just transformed into a rhino, like in Black Panther, with CGI rhinos. That would have been something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I gave him like a total like Mufasa death in this as well. I just realized. This is like one wildebeest. That's how he dies.
I guess if we go back to Chameleon, the actual scene we see him in the end where you see his new look, I kind of like the dynamic of the two brothers at the end. The idea of like them both thinking the other person has become like their father, I think is really interesting actually. And I think you could argue that both of them did in different ways. Like you said about the daddy issues at the start, Henry, like that is at least something.
Something.
But the actual look, as I have in my background behind me, the part where he turns around and he has Aaron Taylor Johnson's face made me laugh so hard that I like went into a coughing fit and had to pause the movie because they like CG Aaron Taylor Johnson's face onto this very, very short man. And he kind of looks like Chris Evans in the first Avenger. When they like CG him onto a small body and it like looks kind of weird. I don't know. It was maybe the highlight of the movie for me because I laughed so hard at it.
Yeah. Like when I saw it first, I was like, what's Rob Schneider doing in this movie?
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't look anything like Aaron Taylor Johnson. I was like, oh, it's meant to be like Kraven again. And it just wasn't. It just looks terrible. Again, the CG throughout this movie, I'm realizing, is bad. Even like Russell Crowe's death should be... I think my favorite death in the movie was Russell Crowe's death. Even with the bear, it looks like fucking Yogi Bear. It's like...
But also, I thought like I know they were in like Russia or whatever, but I thought it would have made more sense if they'd done like a full loop around and say he was in Ghana or something, and then he gets killed by a lion, and then there's a loop to it, but it's a bear, which
it's like a random ass bear,
which is just funny to me because it's just like, oh yeah, we haven't done a bear yet.
Yeah, Gentle Ben.
Got all these like wild cats and one hawk. What else can we get? From a big ass bear.
Oh, that would be bad if he got carried off by a hawk and just dropped.
Yeah. So the hawk is the inciting incident of this movie, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Did you have any thoughts on Chameleon, Gene, as a Spider-Man fan?
Well, I like the character, and just like Chameleon is a very underrated villain. His first villain too,
Oh yeah.
which is wild. But yeah, surprisingly, they used him well. I felt he was one of the better parts of this movie. I'm like, man, I wish he was in the MCU instead of No Way Home. Kind of had the Chameleon, the bus driver was just a Dimitri, so we assumed
Right.
that was Chameleon, I guess. But yeah, it was kind of like interesting the way they used him, how he played off, and yeah, he had an arc, which was interesting. And I was like, who knew this? Like the one thing they got right in this movie was a Chameleon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is odd. And the other thing is, like, another ending thing is maybe the most flaccid reveal is that his father gifts him a suit at the end, and he puts it on, and you're like, oh, he's going to put the Kraven costume on. And then he puts on a costume that sort of looks like the Kraven costume, but is missing the lion element, presumably because they've made it that he doesn't hurt animals, and so he wouldn't want to wear like a lion pelt. But without that, it looks like he's wearing what he wore the rest of the movie, but now he's got a bit more fur all around his neck.
Right. Yeah.
And then he sits down in the pose
and waits for the movie to end.
But he's like, for one thing, it's the poster. Also, I was reading an article about like someone kind of like clickbaity Screen Rant article or something, and they were like, and he sits down in the famous Kraven pose that he often sits in the comics, and it's like, well, there's one illustration of Kraven sitting in a throne, which is a cool image, and which they emulate, but it really is just posing for it. And in the fact of the movie is that he's just sat there looking at himself half naked in a mirror. And that's how the movie ends.
And then just like cut to black. Yeah. Kraven's like well known for his sitting prowess or something like that.
Aura farming. He's aura farming.
It's aura farming, yeah, but it's just it did not work for me. There's no post credits that I saw.
No, I couldn't find it in my copy of the movie.
But Gene, I remember you telling me there being some connection with Venom 3. And can you remind us what that is?
Yeah, I think they had like references to Null and the symbiote planet and everything, or like symbiotes Daily Bugle article. Something crazy. It's like that would have been, I think they took it out of the movie. You might still see it like in a frame, but I'm like, oh, that's just another crazy Sony executive idea.
Yeah, there was the idea that he was going to hunt down the god of the symbiotes or something.
What's he gonna do against Null?
Oh, sure. Yeah, why not? Also, forgive me if I missed something obvious, but what happens to Calypso in this movie?
A very good question.
Because, like, from my recollection, she just sort of Irish goodbyes the movie.
Yeah.
Is she the one who kills Foreigner? She shoots him with a...
She just pieces out. She's like, yeah, my work is done. See ya. Because she's not in the final fight. She's not like...
Yeah.
I think that's her last scene, is just her shooting Foreigner in the head. And I'm like, what the fuck was the point in any of this then?
What? And she also says, like, he's like, oh, that must have been one hell of a summer camp. She says something like, oh, I have secrets too. And I'm like, wait, why are you implying that she's secretly like a sequel? I can do action in the sequel as well, which will never happen.
Oh, between my law degree, like when I had a gap year, I learned how to be like a fucking potions and like naturalist. And then I went back to finish my law degree or some shit. Like that also comes to nothing as well. The whole lawyer shit. Like she says I'm a lawyer and then does no law stuff whatsoever. Sometimes she's in the office doing something. And then that's it. Her role in this, the way they end her role, was just a bit like, well, okay, what the hell? What's the point in any of this? I thought I wasn't looking at the screen at the right time, and maybe she comes back and is like, hey, Kraven, let's kick some ass. I got more potion. But it's like, she just Irish goodbyes the movie.
I'm a lawyer.
So this didn't do well. It's shocking no one. But apparently, Sony Pictures executive Tony Vinciquerra blamed critics for the box office failure.
Oh, wow.
Which
sure.
Yeah, I mean, I know it did bad with the critics, but I'm like, no one was. It was probably the two associated movies with this being laughing stocks, one of which being the same year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And none of the fans wanting this, and no one who wasn't a fan understanding what it is. people like Aaron Taylor Johnson, but I don't know if he's such a draw that he can hold up a stupid concept by himself.
I doubt it.
Necessarily.
Yeah.
The Chris thing is always so funny to me because, like, you're basically saying that people whose job it is to assess movies have determined this is bad. Sabotage a movie by telling people how good it is.
Yeah, they have a bias against this specific movie, but it's just a bad movie.
Oh, also, I would say that there's a lot of, especially comic book audiences, are quite antagonistic to critics. In fact, they send them hate mail and they review bomb things and they say that what they say about the films they like don't matter. So I actually think that they have very little impact on on people's viewing habits, really.
It's like Arby's being mad at people for having diarrhea after eating one of their sandwiches. Like, don't make new sandwiches. That's like the thing you have to do. Like, it's not their fault they're getting sick.
It's like, I'm gonna say, if you guys ever saw Gotti, or like saw the memes about the movie Gotti.
Oh,
that was
no.
on my list.
Yeah.
It was like
Bargain Bin John Travolta. It's like the bottom of the bottom John Travolta.
It's like up there, but it's like when they were like getting all the stuff for the all the promotions for the movie, they put like a thing where it was like the critics put a hit out on Gotti. And it's like, it reminds me of like the guys, like they put a hit out on Kraven the Hunter, the movie.
They try to hunt Kraven the Hunter.
They tried to hunt him down.
God damn.
Brought by the guy who was part of Entourage. No, not that guy. Not that guy. No, the other one.
Yeah.
The one that no one liked. But speaking of Gotti and of movies. Okay, so my question is, of all the Sony Universe movies, where does this one rank for you guys? I was thinking about it, and I don't know if that's like a reflection of the quality of movies or my own personal place in my life, but I was like, this is actually like maybe the second or third best of the movies in the Sony Universe.
Oh, so are you including the Spider-Man movies?
No, I'm including just like Venoms, the Morbiuses, and the Madam Webs.
Oh, okay.
Cinematic universe movies.
Yes, right. Okay, so I didn't think about that. Do you have any thoughts on this, Gene, while I think about
where it ranks? I think Venom Let There Be Carnage is up there. Venom 3, I guess Venom, the first Venom. Madam Web, because it's so dumb it's funny, and then this is above like Morbius, and so I think maybe it might be tied with Madam Web, but it's above Morbius, better than Morbius.
I think I might go at the top is Venom, then Madam Web.
Oh fuck! Jesus.
Then Venom 2, then Venom 3, then Kraven, then Morbius. Because, but at the same time, this is a more competent movie than Madam Web. Madam Web, I was having fun like the whole time. Whereas this kind of like, there's a couple of spikes of like, oh, this is kind of like some of the action is fun. Like some of it, I was just like, it's nice seeing London. He ran around actually, funnily enough, when Gene came to London, we went to the South Bank, we went to the BFI, and he runs past the BFI at one point. And I was like, that scene was kind of fun, and some of the character dynamics were fun and everything. Madam Web, I was like delighted by the absurdity of it the whole time. I was laughing a lot, and then Morbius was just dull and lifeless. And then the Venom movies are like all over the place, but I don't think they're like well put together movies necessarily. But Tom Hardy is at the center of them, giving an insane performance, but also he's involved in the storytelling and doing the voice. He has this insane passion for this version of Venom that is kind of infectious and
misguided.
There's things to love in it, and even The Last Dance, which there was a lot I did not like at all in The Last Dance, but also there's a scene where Venom is dancing with what's her name,
Mrs. Chan.
Yeah, and they're having a ballroom dance in Las Vegas, and I was like, at least this is happening.
Inspired, it's inspired.
And that's kind of all these movies are kind of like on the lower end of the cinematic spectrum, but like it's the ones I like more are the ones where there's a bit of insanity, a bit of fun, and maybe some character to them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why Morbius is at the bottom and why Craven is close to the bottom. But anyway, yeah, sorry. What are your thoughts, Henry? I'm assuming Madam Web is number one for you.
Yeah. Number one in shit.
Oh, burn.
I know, great burn. I'm kind of like feeling a bit conflicted here because if I think about pure like watchability, I'd watch Venom and Madam Web again possibly, and I'd watch none of the others again. But I think in terms of like, I use the word quality very loosely here. But if you talk about like competently made films, there's this argument that this is either like the second or third best competently made film.
Okay, and what's ahead of it?
I would say the first Venom. There's like a labor of love, a twisted codependent kind of love, but it is a love. And I was like, oh, I get what you're trying to do here, but you're not pulling it off. But everything there I'm looking at was like, oh, this is a movie. In the way that everything here with Kraven, I'm like, this is a bad movie, but this is a movie, you know? And this is probably like the parlance, I guess, would be a hangover movie where even watching it today, I was like, it was like 12 midday, and I was like, I could take a nap right now. You know, and something stupid would happen every so often, but I was like, this is competent and boring, which automatically puts it in the top half of these rankings. Most of these aren't competently made. Yeah, I'd never watch this again because when it's not being stupid, it's so boring, and like all the acting performances are atrocious apart from like Russell Crowe's and Alessandro Nivola's. But I wasn't as mad as I was in Madam Web, but I wasn't as bored as I was in Morbius.
Since you made us rank, what's the full spectrum then? You haven't seen The Last Dance, though, is that right?
So I'm going to remove that from my ranking. I'll definitely watch that right away. But starting from the bottom, I'd say Morbius is right there because it's like both boring and badly made in a way that you're like, why did you do this? Why did you bring it back? And
and starring a sex criminal.
Literally. And it's one of those things where, like, I think the lack of meaning about the subsequent movies was just because, like, Morbius killed all, like, enjoyment with this franchise. I genuinely think that if Madam Web came before Morbius, it would be, like, the Room levels of cult classic. I just think, like, Morbius killed the enthusiasm we had for these movies entirely. So Morbius is at the bottom. And then I really didn't like Venom 2. I've had, like, a really weird time with it. I think Woody Harrelson is better than he was at the end of the first one, but he's still like not great. And there's lots of stuff that I was a bit like, yeah, not for me. But I also accept that like the public like view of Venom and the franchise is not the same as my view. And then after that I have Kraven because I'd much rather watch the ones below it, but like this is objectively a better movie. And then I'd probably have what's left, I guess Venom.
Yeah, Venom. And
yeah,
I think just Venom. And then presumably The Last Dance as well.
Yeah, so maybe The Last Dance comes above it, but yeah, it's like the second best of these movies. We're talking about objective quality. And that's saying remarkably little because this movie sucks ass.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, there's no debate over the quality. One pretty much I have finished the last question I have for you guys. Is there anything salvageable here for the future? Because the assumption would be that nail in the coffin, never seen any of this again. Part of me thought that the actors chosen for Kraven and Chameleon are good enough that if we were to, in the same way that we've had Netflix show characters turn up in MCU stuff, and there's an element of you don't need to know their backstory really, but this was good casting, so it's fine. I figure that there's been other examples of like an old character they brought back, like bringing back J.K. Simmons as Jonah Jameson, where it's like, okay, this isn't the Raimi version, but we all know that this guy is great at playing this character, so here he is again. Could you imagine a future Spider-Man movie where those characters turned up as villains with the same actors? Or do you think they'd have to just completely recast?
If a movie happens with Spider-Man and like Kraven's dad shows up, I think I have to leave the cinema.
Kraven's dad?
Yeah. Russell Crowe shows back up as Kraven's dad.
What, like zombie Russell Crowe?
Oh, yeah.
It's in a flashback.
He just shows up and he's alive again. It's not really explained why. At that point, you have to be like, oh, this movie is garbage. I have to leave right now. And then maybe Alessandro Nivola I'd have back. But I don't know. I don't think he should be in this movie. I think he's better than this movie. For his sake rather than mine, I wish he wasn't. I wish he didn't come back. But
Well, I think
I
the
don't
whole cast is better than the movie for sure. I can't think of a single actor who deserved to be here.
maybe you're right. I mean, like maybe Russell Crowe, you can say like his personal life. Yeah, maybe like you're paying a piper a little bit. But that's a good point. But also, I don't think that like there's like a seminal performance in the way that J.K. Simmons was for J.J. Jameson. I think
Yeah,
they're just
wow, yeah, of course.
like the best performances are like experienced actors hamming it up. If you want a hammy actor, I want John Travolta to be Kraven's dad or the Rhino.
I don't think Craven's dad is going to come back. I don't know where you're
And nor
focused on
should he.
that.
Yeah.
But you do want another spin-off that is just Craven the Hunter's dad is the title.
Craven's dad, yeah. Father's Day in the Craven's house. Guess who's Craven to dinner?
And what do you think, Gene?
I think I would like to see Aaron Taylor Johnson back again. Maybe as Kraven. I thought maybe given the right material, he could do good things. So yeah, maybe we'll see him go against Tom Holland.
I don't know, but I think as casting for Aaron Johnson, these two, the word I can think of is metrosexual. To be Kraven.
That's the word.
That's okay.
That's the word.
I want to hear
I
this.
don't know. Kraven like has like really nice perfume in this movie. He's kind of like stylish and cool. He's always in like cool shirts and like chinos and shit. Kraven should be like, oh, this man's been living in the jungle for years. He hasn't showered in like half a year.
He should look like he smells, is what you're saying.
He smells. And Aaron Taylor Johnson smells nice. I can tell you that now. You know, and I want someone like dirtier to play Kraven the Hunter in whatever movie comes out.
Yeah.
I also think that this has been memory hold so much by people that if you did, even if the next Spider-Man movie had Kraven and Chameleon in it, people would be like, yeah, sure. Like they wouldn't be like, half the people would be like, oh, there was an actual Kraven movie? Oh, whatever. I don't know if anyone would even care.
No. Aaron Taylor Johnson probably wouldn't care. He's like, yeah, I don't need the money that much. He'd pass up on the role.
On that note, is there anything more you guys want to add on Kraven the Hunter or the Sonyverse as we bury it deep underground?
Rest in piss, Sony Universe.
That's a good sentiment to go on because, they were just, I don't know how it lasted 7 years or 6 years. I don't know. Crazy.
Yeah.
Insane people.
Speaking of Russell Crowe, would you rather have this universe or the Dark Universe that he failed to helm?
Oh, this really is kind of like if the Dark Universe did happen.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
I would prefer having him in the Dark Universe.
That was such a relief when that didn't happen because we could feel like it was going to become this. And this just kept going far longer than we ever thought it would. And they kept doing things that was clear. We could see what they were going to do. And we were like, this is stupid. And then they did it. And everyone was like, this is stupid. And then they did it again.
Yeah, I think I would rather see the Dark Universe because it's like they were going to do crazy, I don't know, at least like fun crazy, it seemed like, or enjoyable crazy of like the Invisible Man or like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
At least there's an element with those like Universal monsters. There's an element of like, there's been so many movies of them. There's so many different versions that like, what's another version, you know? Whereas like getting your first look at characters and then just salting the earth.
Yeah. I can't ever grow again. And also there are actual actors in those movies, you know? Tom Cruise, for all of his faults, I'd rather see a shitty movie universe with Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe than like Dakota Johnson and Aaron Taylor Johnson and Tom Hardy. Like Tom Hardy is maybe not so much, but the rest of them are a bit like the acting talent wasn't super high anyway. And I feel like they'd be shitty, but at least be competently made in a way that these weren't.
Yeah.
You know, like we prayed for like a Dark Universe to die, but the monkey's paw curled and we got this instead. And then the world went to hell for assumingly like unrelated reasons, but we don't know. Maybe it would be better if the Dark Universe had happened.
Yeah, either way, we're in one hell of a bad timeline for a number of reasons. So, Gene.
Yes.
What do you have to plug for us today? Because we know you're a frequent podcaster yourself.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. I guess, just check out the Waffle Press movie podcast if you haven't checked it out. We've had a lot of crossovers with you guys, but you guys are on some episodes. But yeah, we have some cool stuff coming out. We're going to have panel at LA Comic Con if you're there. But yeah, please find us on YouTube, Spotify, and I guess it's called Apple Podcasts. But yeah, we're just the Press Movie Podcasts, and then on all socials too.
And you also had a recent episode talking, you guested on another podcast recently, talking about Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was called, it was from an old work friend of mine. He runs a podcast called We Got Issues, and they just talk about comic books specifically. So, yeah, it was cool. So look for that on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Awesome.
Sweet.
That's where you can find us too. And I'm hoping to maybe start putting some more clips out on TikTok, maybe.
I'm old. I'm 1,000 years old.
And as always, me and Henry will try and record more.
Speaking of regularly recorded podcasts, not ours.
Yeah, and hopefully this will come out not so far in the future that everything we said doesn't make any sense anymore.
Ideally, this side of Christmas, ideally. But,
yeah. And presumably this is the last time we'll ever talk about Kraven the Hunter, the movie.
The Year of Kraven.
The Year of Kraven has finally come to a close.
Has come and gone with not much fanfare. Happy New Year, not of Kraven. Should have been more snakes in this movie, but yeah.
Would have been nice. Would have been nice. Or like quicksand.
Quicksand was fucking great.
I thought when you were a kid, you thought there would be more quicksand in real life. But
yeah, and not even in our Kraven movies. It's crazy.
No. Wow.
Yeah, that should have been how Russell Crowe went. I would have loved that. Just to have him like dying in quicksand over 10 minutes.
Yeah, pushed into quicksand by a bear.
Yeah. The bear's like pressing on his head to make him go further down.
Or he's taken out like I've forgotten his name, the Evil Knievel guy in The Simpsons. When he falls, he does a jump over water which has like electric eels and a lion in it.
The lion comes out of the water, right?
Yeah, and he like does the jump and then falls backwards into it.
Yeah,
that's how he should have gone out.
That would have been something. But instead we had this. We had one man sitting on a chair, as opposed to 3 men sitting on a chair like we are now.
Yeah, yeah.
All sat on one chair.
All sat on one chair. Like, it's logistically with all the cameras and stuff like that, it was a nightmare, but I'm glad we figured it out, guys. Catch you all later, listeners and fellow podcasters. This has been That 90s Spider-Man Show, and that's been the Sony Universe. Thank the fuck God.